Hello, my friends. Namaste and Hare Krishna. This is Yoga for Stability. We are going to begin with Tadasana, the mountain pose. Start with placing the mat down and standing on our own 2 feet. This begins with balancing on the left and the right, the front and the back of the feet. And it starts with the lift of the inner ankle. You see, the inner ankle has the inner heel and the first metatarsal. This has the ability to extend that arch. Then we press the outer rim of both feet to the floor, and we lift that inner ankle up to the inner knees, up to the inner thighs, and bring stability to our body as we stand. You want to bring the weight back into the heels first so the toes can relax. Again, we start with the outer rim of the foot, the inner heel, the mound of the big toe, and we learn to lift that inner ankle. So otherwise, if we stay, you can also have your feet hip distance apart or so, whatever is going to help you feel the weight on your heels as you lift the internal organs up. There's a lightness to yoga whenever you do a yoga asana. If you're going with lightness, then it's correct. If you're going with heaviness, if you feel a heaviness, then you have to reevaluate. So the next asana is Utthita Trikonasana. You start with your feet in Tadasana and go wide. And you bring your right leg out, step your back foot in, breathe, keep your chest facing forward, and keep your right thigh turned out completely 90 degrees, with your right heel intersecting that middle of the left arch. And you keep breathing throughout normally. It's nice to go into the pose on the exhalation. You place the hand down anywhere that's feeling stable. Usually, we do have a block. You can place your fingertips. You can place your palm. I like to also place the metacarpal of the thumb down. When you place it down like that, you feel a sense of grounding and a sense of ease. Everything should have this sense of ease because then your mind has a sense of ease. And you place your hand down and you keep that brain of the pose in your outer left heel to raise that arch. You really want to raise that inner ankle. You really want to raise that inner knee. Then you do the other side. Get my block here. These are good blocks. This is like bamboo. But whatever you use, it's fine. So then you place your hand down, turn the left leg out, get your knee in line with the center of your thigh, and keep your chest facing forward. That's the idea of Utthita Trikonasana. The stomach is facing forward, the chest is facing forward, and your thigh bone is turning in the hip socket. And you reach and you extend with your spine, lateral extension with your spine, and bring your arm up. And turn your head when you feel the turning of the shoulders, the turning of the belly, the navel, everything. Inhale, come up. All right. So the next thing is Parshvakonasana. Parshva means side, so we're going to bring our arm over the head. You start again in Tadasana with your feet together. Feet can be slightly apart if needed. You have to see what the balance is like. And you all can also use a wall. If you need to use that wall, just get your back against the wall and then you won't fall. It's very nice. So let's start with our feet in Tadasana and then jump or walk and get this time your right leg bent. Watch this. Your leg is extended, like Tadasana leg. Remember, Tadasana is in every pose. The mountain cannot move. The mountain is as solid as anything else. And you bend your leg, then you reach your hand down. I like to place the fingertips on the floor. You can do anything to get your chest in a comfortable position and your shoulder to rotate and extend your arm up. Now keep that inner ankle lifting as you create that side flank. Parshva Kona Asana. You bring your ability to turn your chest, keeping that knee right where it is. Don't move. Breathe. You want to feel the presence of God within you, and you want to feel the presence of the breath as the body stays for at least a few breaths. Even though you have inside, you have action, the body is stable. You can only move well from a place of stability. Otherwise, you have instability. How are you going to move? Your mind will be erratic. You want to keep your mind still. And extend your fingertips over the head and keep that angle. Breathe. Good. Now, Tadasana again. And we're going to use the Tadasana feet in Adho Mukha Svanasana, dog pose. You ever seen a dog wake up after its rest and do its dog pose? I mean, we can't do it like that because we're dogs, because we're not dogs. But it's good to be inspired by the dogs. The dogs get their back in this extension. It looks like it feels wonderful, so we're going to try that. We're going to start with Tadasana with our feet apart and the toes forward. Then you bring the weight a little back, just enough that you can get your chest to completely face the floor. Then you bring your weight down with your fingers and you extend your arms and your spine all the way forward as you stretch your legs. Bring your heels back, bring your heels down. Now this time it's about the bottom of the feet. Yes, we do want to do the sides of the feet as well. But this time specifically, we want to get the energy moving from the first metatarsal, every metatarsal, but the first one is the biggest. And then it can stretch all the way to the back of the heel from the bottom of the feet. And you won't have to try and lock your knee as hard. Your knee locks, but not so hard. It's not so much effort. I mean, I know sometimes we have these times in our life we put in the effort, but ultimately we know deep inside that we don't need to do so much effort to get to where we're going. And here, you want a straight leg. You want a Tadasana leg. The heel moves down. You can separate the feet wide. I like to do that. And the toes are forward. The fingertips are forward. And you really extend the spine, resting the head. Resting the head. And you can rest the head on a block. I really like to do that. When you rest the head down, the blood pressure can equalize. And you can feel how the head rests will calm the brain cells, calm your forehead, and will keep your eyes soft. Then stretch your heels back. Calves to the heels to the floor. And calves also have to move down, but the back of the knee lifts up to the buttocks. It's wonderful. Then go up. Yeah, that was Adho Mukha Svanasana. Try that a few times. I'm going to have our class move on to the Bharadvajasana, the twist, and get a chair involved. So here we go. Place the chair down, just like that, and you sit to the side. And you place the hands in the back and you turn. And you keep your knees right above your feet. Please. Keep your knees right where they are. Keep the right buttock moving to the right knee. That helps you keep your knees where they are as you turn to the right. And keep your shoulders rolling back and down. This is Bharad Vajrasana. Bharad Vajrasana on the chair, seated twist. I'll turn it around so you can see the other side of the pose. This is the left side. You breathe. You gotta catch your breath, or at least sometimes hold your breath. Sometimes you gotta smooth the breath. In fact, if you get your exhalations twice as long as the inhalations, medical science says that you will activate the vagus nerve, those nerves in the back of your neck going from the brain down, and that will activate the parasympathetic nervous system. This is just science. You have to respect it. So if you can actually have a soft, smooth exhalation, nice and long, you will calm your whole body. Try it, feel it. These things have to happen by practical experience. So now, before we move on to the bridge, we're going to do the half moon, the Ardha Chandrasana. Are you ready? Okay, let's do it. So first, we start with Trikonasana. Okay? Then, I'm using the chair just for balance, but let me show you the real pose without trying to have a prop for a moment. You place the hand down and you reach it all the way out and you lift the leg up. You're on one hand and one leg and you're stretching the leg all the way up and out. That's the half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. But let's try it with the chair. You can grab wherever you want. I grab the seat, I grab the back, anything. And you bring your leg out and you try and not use the chair, but the chair is there, just in case you need it. And you turn the chest and you breathe as you extend that inner heel back. You understand? Get that inner heel. Inner because we're saying it's medial, inner and outer. So the skin cells, the muscle, the bone, everything on that place where the heel meets the arch. Move that with your mind and with your body all the way away from your hips, and you will feel the presence of stability. You turn your chest. Slowly extend through your toes. Breathe. Ardha Chandrasana. Chandra is the moon. The moon is actually, I think, when I think of the moon, I think of cooling, personally. So, now we're going to do the bridge. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Are you ready? Okay, I'm ready. I'm going to have one block first, and then I'm going to do it with just my hands. So, you place your first, I'm just going to lift up my shoulders. Go up and roll the shoulder and lift the chest. So, let's just have like a slight review here. How does the shoulder rotate? Well, if you turn your palm, that's just turning from this forearm, but it is the upper arm that you want to turn. We say it's turning and rolling from front to back down to the floor. Also, we say in yoga, we say turning from inside out, because it feels like it's turning from inside out. A lot of these expressions in yoga classes are from experience. You feel it, you understand it. So I place it at the sacrum bone, have the palms face the ceiling, and I turn the arms such that the ribs lift and relax. And honestly, when you get the pose, you just think of God, you think of Krishna, you think of actually how you feel within this cosmos. And you just relax. Once you're here, there's not much to do but maintain the asana. Now we're going to do it with the hands like so. They're going to support the ribs. And even though my sacrum will lift, my waist will just be there. It's not going to lift or descend. It's just going to relax. So I don't have to do too much pressure. I raise my legs up. And then I bring my body down. And I stay. And it's really wonderful. Soft, smooth breath. Setyubandha Sarvangasana. It is the bridge of the all-body pose. Sarvangasana means the all-limbed, all-body pose. And you see the chest is coming to the chin. Good. Okay, now we can do first an Uttanasana just to cool off, and then we're going to do Supta Baddha Konasana. Uttanasana to cool off. Relax. Let the elbows hold each other and just be there. Let the head hang. All right, now we're going to get some blankets and this belt. Here are the blankets. I have 3 of them. You can use whatever you like, cushions, a bolster, anything within reason. And then you've got the belt. See, the first thing I do is I get the belt in a big, big loop, and I put it around my arms, my shoulders, my hips. So I want to get it around my hips. Get the belt around your hips and around your feet, and it will loop the angle. Baddha means bound. So the legs are in a bound angle. Then I rest. And again, there's nothing to do here. You can practice your breathing, pranayama. Pranayama means the energy of the Lord is in each and every single cell, including the breath. And the amount of breath you have will correspond to your life years. So if you have longer, smoother breath, you will live longer. And breathe with these ribs where they meet the abdomen. This is the diaphragm. If you breathe there, of course, you have parasympathetic nervous system being activated, and it will cool you off and relax you, and you could just be here with no worries. Very nice. It's a very nice pose. Then Shavasana, the corpse. How many of you have seen a corpse? It's part of life. We are born, we die, but the soul remains forever. So, here's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to have a chair, and I'm going to place it for the thighs, make it very comfortable, and I'm going to relax and rest with my my calves on this chair, and so I can completely relax and rest with my back. It's very, very easy to do. Palms up, and you breathe, and you just let everything go. All the tension in your body lets go as you are conscious of this tension letting go. You can even try to squeeze your fists if you have tension, and then let them go. You can feel the difference. This world is full of dualities, night and day, cold and hot. So you can tense your body if needed and then let go. When I first tried this, I did that. I would tense my fingers, make fists, because I didn't know how to relax. You learn how to let go. Well, thank you for joining me. It was a pleasure. I will see you soon. Thank you for watching. Hare Krishna. Namaste.